Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jeremy Smith. I live in Roseburg, Oregon. I joined the Father's Rights movement about 2 years ago. The reason why I got involved is on December 16th, 2015, my daughter was born. And the last 2 years have been the worst 2 years of my life. So I want to sit here and give a little bit of a testimony to you guys, because I feel like I can do it better by talking it out than I can type it out in a big status. The night that my daughter was born at the hospital, I was kicked out of the hospital by the mother. I was allowed 30 minutes with my daughter the day after she was born to hold her while she slept in my arms. Then after that, she was held from me for approximately 2 months. The second I got out of the hospital, I went and filed for a paternity test and child support. It was the easiest way for me to get on the birth certificate because the mom didn't put me on there. So after about a month and a half of the mom beating around the bush, she finally brought my daughter in to have the paternity test done. At 2 months, it came back. Once the paternity test came back, the mother started talking to me a little bit again. She let me see my daughter 3 or 4 times over a matter of about 2 weeks, so I got maybe a total of 3 or 4 hours with my daughter. And then the mom held her from me for another 9 months. In these 9 months, I didn't know what my daughter looked like. I didn't know if she was talking. I didn't know if she had any allergies. I didn't know anything about her. I didn't even know if she was walking. These 9 months of my life was the most difficult and trying 9 months that I've ever dealt with in my entire life. But the fact is, it made me stronger. After those 9 months, we reached a time where it was 11 months. We go in front of a judge November 1st, 2016. The judge grants me every other weekend and every other holiday with my daughter and gives full custody to the mother. Then, for another 30 days or so, well, it was about 3 weeks, the mom beat around the bush about getting the paperwork filed to get it signed by the judge and held my daughter from me for even longer. After about 3 weeks, it was about Thanksgiving time, the mom allowed me to finally see my kid. That was the most emotional and heartbreaking time of my life, is walking into a room and seeing my daughter and she didn't even know who I was. Over the next approximate month and a half, me and the mother went back and forth until it got to the point where the mother was cited at my house for criminal trespassing, disorderly conduct, and harassment. She was removed by law enforcement and proceeded to come back to my residence a second time. At that point in time, I went and got a restraining order on her, and I pushed the custody agreement. So they set up for us to go through this transition process for my daughter to get to know me, a couple-hour visits once, twice a week, and then I'd get time where I have her for a couple hours twice a week by myself, and then I'd get her on my every other weekends. This went good for a little while. Then the mother of my daughter proceeded to move into a home with a man who had 2 kids himself that had lice. So bad that my daughter had it, and we had no way of clearing it up. So for multiple months while she was living at this residence, I was unable to take my daughter on the weekend due to me being in a relationship and living with a woman who already had children at home. I couldn't bring my daughter into that because of what that would affect the kids that I have at home. After several months, it became fire season, and I went out and fought fires. After fire season, I went back to taking my daughter. You know, whenever I was home for my 2 days, she'd let me take her for a night. I want to remind you that while the restraining order was in place and everything at the beginning of 2017, the mother was actually found guilty of medical neglect. She was under suspicion of substance abuse as well as unstable housing. I went in March for an emergency custody hearing to get the custody turned over to me due to emergency danger, immediate danger of my child, and the judge denied me. Even though CPS stood up and testified that they had severe concerns for the safety of my child, the judge denied me. So on October 25th, 2017, the mother of my daughter decided to get high on methamphetamine and allow her boyfriend high on methamphetamine to beat the shit out of my 2-year-old. He hit my daughter so hard that there were welts, bruises, and red marks that were still visible 2 days later when I reported it. Now, over the last 2 months, it's been a power struggle. They gave me my daughter, then they took her from me because somebody said I did something that I didn't do, and now they've given her back to me. I now have her full time. Through this entire struggle I've been dealing with, it's been very difficult. I found out that on Thanksgiving, my father died of a massive heart attack. So I had to take some time to fly out to the Midwest to deal with that. And now that I have my daughter again, I actually found out just about a few days ago, the woman that I was with that had asked to marry me had been cheating on me. So as you can tell by now, my level of stress has been uncontrollable. The Thursday after Thanksgiving, I stood in a courtroom and I testified at the sentencing hearing of the man that beat my child. And the ironic part about it was the same judge that denied me custody and denied me the danger hearing was the same judge that was sentencing the man that beat the shit out of my kid. What is even more screwed up is the man only got 30 days in jail and 3 years probation. Now, over the past 2 months, while my daughter has not been in the care of her mother, she still has been pulling state benefits for food stamps. So now that I've moved out of my ex-fiance's house, I went and applied for TANF and food stamps due to me being out of work right now. And I can't even get the benefits I need because my daughter's been on her father's claim for the last 2 months. So through all of this, the mother is still continuing to do meth. The DENT team, aka the Narcotics Task Force for here in Roseburg, raided baby mama's house 2 days before Thanksgiving. They have arrested multiple people at her residence at multiple occasions for methamphetamine use, probation violations, and other charges from narcotics to firearms. And where I sit right now is I have physical custody of my daughter as she's a ward of the state. And the reason for this is, and the reason why I wanted to tell my testimony to everybody, is I wanted everybody to understand that there is hope. No matter how hard the road you're fighting, there is hope. Never give up. Our kids are precious. They're never a mistake. They're a gift. So please, everybody, you have my Facebook. If you need somebody to talk to, message me. I don't care what time it is in the night. I don't care what day it is. If I'm awake and I'm able to, I will sit there and I will talk to you as much as I possibly can to help you. Because we're all family out here. We're all fighting the same cause for the righteous rights to be implemented for fathers. And for fathers to stop being blacklisted and treating as second-class citizens when it comes to their children, just because they didn't carry them and give birth. Stay strong, everybody. Be smart. And anybody who needs any help with legal fees and lawyers and all that stuff, please drop me a message. Because I have found a way where I'm able to help get my stuff done at a very low cost. And I have the backing of multiple attorneys. So please, like I said, anybody, if you need anything, message. Any questions, comments, or concerns, please comment below. Please share this video if you can, so the world can see it, and hopefully every father out there will know there's still a hope. Good day, everybody.